Carl is a 46-year-old African-American male. He had experienced a non-ST elevation myocardial infarction. Additionally, he was found to have a resting blood pressure of 156/110. He was admitted to the coronary care unit with a diagnosis of myocardial infarction, hypertension, and coronary artery disease. Carl is 5'10" and weighs 200 pounds. Prior to his MI, he was independent in all daily occupations and was a successful partner in a large law firm. He's been married for 19 years and has 2 children. Carl loves golfing, sailing, and fishing. He pursues these activities mostly with important clients. He wakes up early, comes home late, drinks large amounts of coffee, and smokes about 2 packs a day. His father died at the age of 52 from a heart attack, which gives him a lot of anxiety and fear that he'll lead in his footsteps. He works on average of 60 to 70 hours per week, and he enjoys this lifestyle as a role as a worker and father, spending most of the time with his clients than his family. Carl was evaluated 3 days after his MI on the coronary care floor. He presents with no deficits in cognition, perception, sensation, vision, or hearing. His active range of motion is within normal limits. He has good coordination, and he's left-handed. His strength is not tested due to cardiac status, but it appears functional for current tasks. He has significant deficits in endurance, with his sitting tolerance out of bed only 10 minutes. His oxygen sats are 95% on oxygen at rest, but they drop to 91% off oxygen at rest and 87% with mild exertion during seated and bathing and dressing. He can transfer from the bed and chair and from sit to stand with minimal assistance. Supine to sit requires minimum assistance. His bed mobility is independent using bed rails. He can ambulate slowly without devices and walk short distances from the bed to the bathroom for about 15 feet. He has required minimal assist with upper body and ADLs, moderate assist with lower body ADLs. He also needs increased time. Observe that during his evaluation, he needed 1 to 2 minute breaks 4 times during the assessment. One time he was required to lie down for a rest period before resuming ADL, seated at the edge of the bed. He is quite fearful and anxious since his MI. He feels he has lost control of his life. He does not want to die and has been thinking a lot about his father's early death from heart disease. He does not like the environment of the CCU and does not sleep well. Currently, his goals are to return home and work as soon as possible. The interventions explored are energy conservation, health and wellness education, and ADL performance. Energy conservation will help Carl with his decreased endurance and increased amount of rest breaks to complete a task. Also, while in a seated position while bathing or dressing, his oxygen levels decreased from a 95% to an 85%. He also has a sitting tolerance of 10 minutes. Pairing up energy conservation with lower body dressing using an assistive device will help because the patient is mod assist for lower body ADLs. He also needs increased time to complete a task. It was observed that he needed 1 to 2 minute breaks during seated tasks and even needed to lie down and rest before resuming an ADL while sitting at the edge of bed. As said, his sitting tolerance was 10 minutes and MET level would be 2 to 3, which is a light task. Other interventions explored was ADL performance and health and wellness education. It increases endurance and maximizes energy. It reduces the amount of effort needed to complete a task. There's minimal physical output, keeping the blood pressure, heart rate, or oxygen levels at a safe range. It creates success for occupational performance, decreases time for task performance, and can be used in combination with other interventions.
How are you doing today?
Good, Cassandra. How are you?
Good. How's your energy been since the last time we saw each other?
Okay.
Yeah. So I noticed the last time that we did see each other when we were focusing on lower body dressing, we had to take some frequent rests in between. So there's a strategy that I want to teach you today and give you a little bit of education on to help you decrease your time and also maximize your energy level. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
It's called energy conservation, and this will not only be for lower body tasks or different tasks throughout your day, but it's something that can help you with scheduling out your day, alleviate stress, anxiety, and just really help you plan.
Okay.
So just to give you A little bit of background about energy conservation. We want to think about 4 P's, okay? There's plan, prioritize, pace, and posture.
Okay.
Planning is, like it sounds, it's about scheduling. So we can sit down together. We can look at your schedule, see what appointments you have, what you need to do for yourself, what needs to get done for your kids. And also a big part of it is meal planning. You hear all the time, plan to fail, fail to plan. Also, the heavier the meal is, the lower energy you're going to get. So if we sit down and we can plan some meals that are a little bit lighter type of a meal, that will help you increase your energy as well.
Okay.
Same thing goes for smoking, drinking alcohol. All of those will increase your fatigue throughout your day. We'll talk about that later, okay?
Okay.
So that goes along with planning, just straight scheduling your day for you. The second one is prioritizing. So we'll sit, we'll look at the list of things that you need to do in the day, and we'll literally look at what is the most important thing to what's the least important thing in your day, and go from there. So you don't have to stress at the end of the day that you didn't cross things off. It's okay, because they weren't on the top of your priority list to begin with. They can get moved to the next day. Or even if they don't need to be done that day or the next day, they can be done the next week. We'll sit and kind of look at when things need to get done, okay?
Okay.
Whole basis of this is increase your energy, have you do the tasks that you want to do throughout the day, and decrease your stress. Okay, so the third one is pacing.
Okay.
So this might be a little bit different for you. I know you have an extremely busy life, and it's hard to step back and relax. But pacing focuses on balancing between an activity and a task and rest. So we'll actually be looking at your schedule and scheduling in some time for you to take some rests.
Okay.
And depending on the certain tasks that you have to do, I'll look at the amount of energy that you have to do to put into that task. And we might need to schedule in some rest breaks in an actual task, okay? The whole premise of this is if you want to complete a task, I want you to do it successfully. I want you to do it safely. I want you to do it in a timely manner. And I also want you to be, feel good about doing it.
Right.
So if you're completing a task from start to finish, if you need some rest time in between, that's totally okay. And we're going to take a look at that for you, schedule everything out for you, so don't stress about that, okay?
Okay.
And the last one is pretty simple. It's posture. So maintaining an upright position that will help facilitate your breathing and movement. And also, if you can do an activity sitting versus standing, do it sitting. That will help increase your endurance as well. And to avoid bending and twisting, if you can do it sitting, maintain that upright position, also making sure that your feet are planted on the floor, that will help you with your energy level as well. So going along with that, with energy conservation, you can use different devices in order to help you conserve energy or help you to complete a task in an easier, more efficient way. So what I have here, this is called a reacher.
Okay.
And we're going to use it today to focus on lower body dressing, but you can also use it throughout your household items if there's something on top. To go with the no bending, no twisting. If there's something on the floor that needs to get picked up or something far out of reach, the reacher is your friend. If you want to take a look at it, see it's pretty lightweight, it's functional, it's a good distance of length, so that will help you. And also, it's super cheap. You can get it at any of your like CVS or pharmacy. I know Walmart carries them as well, but we have one here for you today.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to use the reacher to help us with the lower body dressing, okay? So I'm going to model it for you first, and then I'll walk you through the steps.
Okay.
If you have any questions throughout any of this, just stop me, okay?
First, you want to put the pants on the floor with the waistband facing up. Then, grab one side of the waist with the reacher and put that same side leg through the hole. Use the reacher to help shimmy the pant up the leg. Make sure that the foot clears the hole and is safely planted on the floor before going to the next side. Use the reacher as much as possible to prevent any bending or excess twisting. Repeat on the next side until the foot is clear from the hole and safe on the floor. Grab the waistband with the reacher and shimmy the pants up over the knees and thigh. Shift your weight side to side to make sure that the pants clear the knees and are up as far as they can on the waist. Holding one side of the waist to prevent the pants from falling before you stand up. Once you are up, you will use both sides of the waist to pull the pants up and over your waist.
Okay, so do you have any questions about what I did?
Okay, I don't know. Let's see where I get stuck.
Okay, I'm going to walk you through every single step. I'll be right by you. If you need to hold on to me, I'm right there, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is make sure that, obviously, it's waist part up, okay?
Okay.
Alright, you're going to take your dominant hand, and you're going to grab the waist part of your pants. Great. Yep, and just pull it up so that it's over your feet, and then you just want to put your foot safely back down on the floor. Okay. And make sure it's flat. Okay? Now shimmy it back down first. Yep. And then you're going to do the same thing. You can grab it the waist with your reacher. There you go. And you can pull up. You can pull up with your hands if that's easier for you.
Okay.
There's no bending, no twisting. The reacher is doing all the heavy lifting for you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, now shimmy it back up. You're going to shift your weight side to side just to get over those knees and thighs if you need to pull a little bit up from here. These are fancy pants you got here today.
Thank you.
I like them. And so now you want to hold on. You want to hold on to one part of the waist, depending on what type of pant you have. If you have jeans on or sweatpants, they could fall as soon as you stand up.
Okay.
So make sure you hold on to one of the waists.
Okay.
And then you're going to stand up. Okay. You want to make sure that your feet are hip width apart just to maintain a good balance. And then you're going to pull them up over your waist.
Perfect.
Okay? Great. Awesome. You did a great job using the
Thanks.
feature.
That wasn't as
Yeah,
hard as I
it
thought.
wasn't. And the really good thing, just from judging what we did last time, is that it was a shorter time that it took you to actually put on your pants. How do you feel like energy-wise?
No, it was easier. It was much easier.
Yeah.
I didn't like exert myself trying to like
Right.
bend and bring them up and they get stuck.
Great. So I really think the reacher is going to work really well for you. We do have some time at the end of our session. I'm just going to go over just safety things and some other procedures just to take the pants off. It's very simple. It's a few less steps than putting them on. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, so obviously you're going to be standing. And while you're standing, you're just going to pull them up over your waist and a little bit down. Okay? Same thing. Make sure that you're holding onto one side so that they don't fall and you totally lose the whole pants. Okay? So holding onto one side, you're going to sit down. And you're going to shimmy them down. And you can use the reacher. You can just hold the waist pant. Or you can hold it down right by where the end of the pant is. And slip your foot right out. Okay? Do the same thing to the other side. Obviously, if you have joggers, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But I know they're in right now. They're super cute. So they get caught on the foot. And that's it. Make sure that your feet are planted on the floor.
Okay.
So just make sure that you're holding onto that waist pant before you sit down. And make sure that when you sit and pull your feet through, that they're hip width apart and that they're flat on the floor.
Okay.
Alright? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is just shimmy them down a little bit. And make sure you just keep one held on to one side. Alright? Sit right down. And then you can just push them down. Okay? And if that's even a lot for you, you can use the reacher to just push them down for you. Okay?
Alright.
And you can grab the inside of the pant leg or the outside depending on the pant. And just make sure that your foot, slip right out. And now, hold on, 'cause just for safety, you don't want to put them right on top of your pants. You just want to move that to the side
Okay.
and put your foot back flat on the floor.
Easy.
Great. And that's it.
Perfect.
Awesome job.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks.
So, I have for you a sheet right here that goes over all the energy conservation techniques, those 4 P's, the plan, prioritize, pace, and posture. That's all here. And also some information about the reacher
Okay.
and the steps that we took today for specifically lower body dressing. So you can take that home with
Thanks
you.
so much.
And this is yours also.
Thanks.
And the next time that we meet, we're actually going to be focusing on the planning part of energy conservation. So we're going to go through, we're going to have a schedule for you, a planner, and go through the activities and calendarize what you have for a week. And I'm going to show you some